Hello YouTube, how are we doing? We are gonna try something new tonight. I say tonight because this is when I'm recording, but we are gonna try a new game for the YouTube. We're gonna be playing V Rising. This is a top-down kind of game. You kind of run around the map and everything like that, and as well as there's a little bit of base building to it. I would say that it's, you know, a vampiric survival game. We're gonna start from the beginning. I do have a playthrough currently already going with some friends and everything like that, but what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and make our own game, a new game. Let's see. Not really too worried about that. The world's fine. Let's see. There is a couple different let's see. There's a couple different things that I don't think we have to change anything. Okay. Do that. Bloodbound equipment. Teleport bound items. We're gonna play this as to the T as possible, so we're not even changing any options. The day length, medium, we're gonna play as if we've never touched anything in here. I was just double checking. I don't remember if there was anything. Unlock research tier 1 tier 2. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and save that. I think the only thing that we had changed is, like, if we happen to get somebody in here, we gave them permission to loot anybody. We are playing on a private game. But that should be good. I think, yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. All right, so I've played this game before and I absolutely love it. I can get into this game and I can just straight up, like, lose time very easily. This is such a fun game to play. So currently speaking, it's in early access. You know, most of the games that we play are in early access, which are great because then you can, you know, manage and do whatever you got to do with the games. But for this game specifically, I think I picked it up about a couple months ago. It has had a lot of work done to it, and including that in the next month and a half or so, I think we're looking about May 8th, I believe, is going to be a brand new update, so that should be fun. We are starting a new game, so that way you guys are here with me, like, from the beginning. We could go into our old game, but then you wouldn't see all the mechanics come to about. I'm gonna kind of go over things as we go through it. Some of the beginning mechanics I kind of have already forgotten about, just due to once you get further into the game, some of the mechanics you don't use as much as you used to use. So this game is, I love it. Okay, so we get to choose our character. We get to, you know, go ahead and make our character any which way, if we want to be a triangle or if we want to be an hourglass. Our skin tone, if you want to change the skin tone and everything like that. Let's see. Kind of, oh, it's kind of creepy. Very interesting. Okay, kind of like that. All right, color, our hairstyle. We're gonna put some. This would be a very creepy playthrough. Kind of like the white. The white kind of brings it all together. We're not putting any facial hair. We do have accessories. There we go. Some, like, elf ears. Okay. And then we're just gonna go with Shin. Shin's good. Shin from Star Wars Ahsoka. Okay, so we're gonna create our person and it's gonna drop us in. All right, we wake up in the tomb and everything like that. Break out of our coffin.
I have risen again.
All right, so as I was saying before, It is a top-down kind of game. So your right mouse, and I believe at this current moment in time, this game is not controller compatible, unfortunately. I know, well, I have a couple friends that said that they would prefer a controller, but we don't have that ability right now. But we do have the ASDW, that is going to be how we move left, right, up, down. And then we have the ability to swivel, but then we can also move. If we right click and hold, we can actually change the orientation of the map. And then of course, zoom in, zoom out. Okay. All right, so we're gonna have our primary attack. We're gonna shift to jump down. Okay. Our space bar is gonna allow us to kind of do a little bit of a dash attack. Okay, so if we, not a dash attack, but a dash forward. So if we hit it, we dash forward a little bit, and we're kind of in this this area of we get to elude enemies. But then our next primary attack deals 25% bonus damage and also inflicts leech. Now, we do also have a shadow bolt, so if we wanted to cast a shadow bolt, and then I think this one right here, let's see, block melee and projectiles. So if like they're attacking us, we can just hit this and we can kind of just negate it for a minute. All right. So as you're running, you can run and just like hold, and then you can move your camera around. All right, so we're gonna go this way. Enter here. All right. Now, I believe we are in a graveyard. So of course, you know, we're gonna have to fight skeletons. There we go. We're fighting some skeleton. All right, now we got to get 30 bone. It says that we wants us to get 30 bone. All right, before we get too far into moving, I do want to explain a couple mechanics, as this is a vampiric kind of game. We do have in the top right hand corner, we do have our time of day. So just like an actual like vampire, quote unquote, we do better when it's nighttime. We can actually traverse better whenever it is nighttime. During the day, we have to make sure that we stay in shadows and everything like that. So of course, you know, we're playing as a vampire, so we have to, you know, we have to kind of keep it like very vampiric. All right, take care of a couple of these, and you can find, you know, we got to get our rats. Rats will give us like, you know, blood, because this right here, this is our blood pool. After a while, we actually go hungry because we are a vampire. We need to eat. So what we do is we can eat one of these rats right here, and we'll increase our blood pool. All right. We do have the ability to loot items. If we want, we can come over here and we can, you know, get more bones. All right, there's another rat right there. We're gonna go ahead and grab the rat. This game can be very, very loot goblin-ish. We can spend a lot of time farming materials and everything like that. Okay, he wants to come after us. Okay, all right. So we've got our bones. Okay, so it says claim. So now we can unlock the bone sword. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we have to craft a sword. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to crafting. So if we hit our tab button right here, we go to crafting. Now we're gonna craft our bone sword, depending on how long it's gonna take. And then what we also need to do is we need to move this rat over here, because this is our hot bar, these top 9. Okay, now our sword is gonna be in one of these areas. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, but right now, as we are sitting there, we are 0. If you look in the top, we are 0. But if we put the sword on, now we're equipment level 3. So based on what we have is based on what our equipment is. So whenever we go against things, you know, later on in the game, it is going to be equipment based. We have to make sure that we are, you know, staying ill-equipped. Gotta make sure that we're doing good. And this wants us to kill 3 enemies using the bone sword, so that's what we're doing. And some of these guys are a little bit, you know, A little bit more beefier. All right, so we killed him. Get all those bones. All right. And when you do get quests, your quests are going to be here at the top left. This is kind of like how we progress the story. All right, now we have to craft a bone ring. All right, so go over here to crafting. And now with the equipment is actually going to go right here. Okay. So if we're crafting this ring right here, you know, it takes a little bit of time. Now it is over here. So this specific ring is going to give us +5 spell power. So when we cast spells, now we have that +5% spell power.
Yet another accomplishment.
All right, now we have to craft a couple different pieces of armor. All right. So there's going to be melee enemies. There's going to be spellcaster enemies. That was an archer enemy right there. So we're going to come over here. All right. I think we may or may not have enough bone to do all this, but let's double check. Let's get these guys down real quick. All right, so we put that ring on and now we're level 6, equipment level 6. All right, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna need some rugged hide. We can't get that right this second, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make our chest guard, our leggings. If we get enough plant fiber, we can make actually healing potions. That's actually really nice. All right, so it's gonna make that stuff, and as it makes the stuff, it's automatically gonna equip. So we were level 6, now we're level 7, and we should be level 8. There we go. All right. All right. I can't exactly remember where the let's see. Try to remember where we get the rugged hides. Well, there's definitely a bunch of enemies over here. I'm not sure if we get the rugged hides here or if we get them outside of this starting area. All right. And then, like I said, you can either be a real loot goblin or you could just kind of like run through the game. But in the beginning stages of this game, I highly suggest going ahead and if there's containers, make sure you get the container, open up the containers, get the extra loot. It will help. There's some stuff that you'll have to kind of farm in the beginning of the game. So if we can get it like now, it'll be a lot better for us. And as we are fighting enemies and such, make sure you guys use your spells, use things that are gonna allow you to kind of get around the map. If you need to use your little teleportation thing. There we go, we got some wood right there. All right, we're gonna make sure we open this up. See, we already, if you look in our inventory, we already got like a gem right here. These gems are actually really good for upgrading stuff in the beginning of the game. All right, oh, there is a rat. Okay, so this is where we're gonna get our rugged hide. All right, he is level, I can't see, he's level 3, so he's a little bit tougher than the normal enemy. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and feed on them, and whatever their percentage is, and I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so that rat was a 5%, so that means that that rat gave us 5% of that blood quality. So if we had gotten something really, really good, if you look, we have movement speed as tier 1, we have a tier 2 that increases our sun resistance, our tier 3 is our damage reduction, all the way up into health and health regeneration. And if we get all of those, then we get all of the effects. Okay, now with the blood, we're gonna have kind of like a blood type. So right now we kind of have the creature blood. So if we wanted to keep those stats, those specific stats like that, we would need to eat creatures again to keep that blood. If not, it would change our blood type. So each blood type is going to have different stats. All right, let's kind of move this way. Thank you for the rat. All right, I think we're done right here. Let me go ahead and see if I can find way to kind of get out of this little area. We can stay here for a long time, so we don't want to stay here the whole entire episode. All right, so attack them. There we go. All right, go ahead and pick our rats up. Rats are always good. So since we have the creature blood right now, we can feed on anything else with the creature blood, and we will retain those stats. Ouch. Okay. All right, doing a little bit of damage to us. Okay, so we're coming up here. I believe this is the exit right here. So we're gonna kind of get these guys down real quick. All right. And my suggestion as well, since we're kind of right here in this graveyard, and gives the ability to get a lot of bone. A lot of bone is really good for the beginning of the game. We're gonna have to make something specific for the beginning of the game, and since we are making something specific for the beginning of the game, we have to make sure that we have to have a lot of bone. Okay. And I just activated the heal right there so I can heal up what I am missing. But as you heal up, you actually do lose your blood pool. Okay. All right, so I think we're about good here. Let's go ahead and move these rats over. I was able to not make anything. I did not get rugged hide off that rat. Okay, no big deal. All right, I think we have to go ahead and get out into the real world. I think that's this way. Okay, so when you start, you have the ability to either start on the left hand side of the map, which is the west, or on the right hand side, which is the east. Okay, and all of this is the whole entire map. Okay, of course it's going to be tiered and it's going to be scaled to you. So of course down here towards the bottom half, the bottom half of the map is going to be a little bit more easy, but once you start progressing into the game, you'll start moving to this mid tier, and then this is late game content right here. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start on the west. I think I started on the east one time and ended up on the west hand side, so I'm just going to go ahead and start on the west. All right, so now we get to use a little bit of, we get to see our map right here. All right, so we are starting here. All right, we're going to start in this bottom hand corner right here. All right. And if we want anything extra or anything like that, if we want wood and stuff, we're going to have to collect wood ourselves. All right, so chopping wood gives us wood. So it's not a bad idea to go ahead and get some while we are walking towards our goal. And we don't necessarily have a goal to survive right now. All right, so there we go. There's a deer right there. All right, that's what we want to go after. That'll give us our rugged hide right there. Perfect. Now we could feed on a deer as well. If we feed on the deer, it would give us the ability to get better, or possibility of getting better creature blood. All right. These are our teleport points, so we don't have any way gates. Of course, we just got out here. Okay. There is a wolf right there. So like that wolf right there is 9% creature, but the wolf overall is level 10. Okay. So our first plan of attack. Oh, we got a bunch of wolves around here. We're kind of not in the best area. Right, but we are about to come up on daylight, and unfortunately on daylight that means we are gonna have to be in the shadows and everything. All right, we're gonna go ahead and feed on him. Let's go ahead. Now we're feeding on a 3%, so that's actually gonna drop our normal percent, but since we weren't on the second tier, we're okay. All right, so we have these tainted hearts. These will allow us to we can change our blood type. Now we have to be very careful. Now we are impervious to the sunlight. Okay, so we have to stay in the shadows. So if I walk here, see I start burning, we have to make sure that we are walking through the shadows. So I think right now, I think we have enough to craft. Okay, we have enough to craft both of ours, so we can go ahead and craft that so we can get our bone axes. As well as, now we need to find a place to make a base. That is going to be one of our goals right now, is to make a base. All right, we got a bunch of deer around here. All right. All right, so we've got... Oh, let me beat this up real quick. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, so we're going to be hiding in the shadows right here. Let me get over this way. All right, we're going to stay right here. We're in the shadow. All right.
Recognize my
Okay, now we can get our bone axe. So let's go ahead over here. And we have enough bone. And so we're going to build our bone axe. And each thing does something differently. So our swords are really good with fighting just normal enemies. So like these are normal enemies right here. All right, if we have an axe, axe will do a little bit. I think axes really are only used for getting our trees cut down. So now, because if we go up to a tree, we only get like 5 wood. But if we have an axe, we get 8 wood, 17. So it's a lot faster and a lot quicker if we use the tool for the actual intended purpose. All right, so we have to chop ourselves some wood. This is what our quest is telling us to do. Chop that wood, chop that wood. There we go. All right, so we fell 3 trees. That's what it wanted us to do. So we're gonna claim. All right, and now it's gonna give us a bone mace. All right, so we're gonna go over here, craft. We're gonna craft our bone mace. Now, with the bone mace is gonna give us the ability to quote unquote mine rocks. Okay, so we're gonna have to go over here. So like this right here, this is a rock that we would mine. All right, so we're gonna get our stone off of that. There we go. There we go. All right, and also a real good beginning weapon for the skeletons is the mace. They don't tell you that it does, but the mace actually does more damage to the skeletons. They don't tell you that, but it's there. So if you're fighting skeletons and you use a mace, you'll actually do more damage per hit if you use a mace over a sword. Okay, so we've gotten 3 of those. Okay, so we got a 3. All right.
another accomplishment.
Now we have to, this is going to be the start of our base. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where we can build a base, but we're going to have to find an area that is going to work for us. And whenever it comes to base building, we're going to want to find somewhere that's accessible but not completely accessible. And also, and this is just, you know, personal preference and everything like that, you're also going to want to find something that is possibly close to like decent amount of resources. Now that right there is a corpse pile. We do not want to go that way. You will find random hard enemies like that, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to find another way around. All right, we will find tough enemies like that. They just kind of spawn out of the middle of nowhere. All right, this is copper right here. We actually want to go ahead and...
I don't have the
Oh, we can't even get it right now. We can't even get it right now. Oh, man, I was a little... I jumped the gun on that one. All right. So, it's kind of hard to navigate right now because it is daylight. I think I want to head this way. I think this is a good spot right here. And the reason why I say that this is a good spot is we really only have one way in and one way out, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to go check it out. I think this is a good spot. I mean, you could make your base at anywhere, but you're going to want to make your base where there's not a lot of wandering anything. You don't want to just come back to your base one time and, you know, there'd be a bunch of like vampire hunters or something like that. You get people like this, you know, level 20 skeletons and everything like that. So of course, you know, we're gonna have to wait for them to kind of pass by. We don't want to try to engage them. We're just too early to engage them. We are only level 10. They're each one of them is like level 20 and level 18. So we're gonna let them walk by. Let them do their thing. And then we're gonna go ahead and... Ooh, this bear is almost dead. Let's go ahead. All right. And the bear was almost dead, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and we're gonna take his essence. All right. Cool. All right. That's kind of like a little cheap shot, but wait. It is what it is. Okay. Let's see. All right, it is dark. All right, so now we can move and we don't have to worry about, like, you know, we don't have to worry about... Now we could make our base up here. This is not a bad area. Never mind. There is a high level enemy right there. We don't want to do that. We do not want to hurt ourselves. Also, as you're kind of wandering around trying to figure out where you want to start and everything like that, make sure you're kind of, you know, grabbing specific items and everything like that. Oh, there's a bunch of wolves around here. I kind of walked into their den or something like that. That was probably not the smartest thing to do. We need to go back up north. Oh, they're attacking the moose. Okay. They're worried about the moose rather than me. That's excellent. All right, so we're gonna move up this way. We're gonna go towards the north. You do actually stand a better chance to make sure staying on paths. It's kind of like the whole, you know, if you stay on the path, you know, it'll be a little bit easier. So in this game, it is true. The only thing you have to worry about is there is some enemies that like to path on the paths. So you have to be careful and not, you know, just kind of pay attention to where you're going. So if we're walking, see, like right here, if we're walking, we want to kind of like pay attention to what's in front of us. You know, they're over here fighting. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just walk around. All right. Oh man, I wish I had that. I need that. That's where we get those gemstones. So these gemstones right here, the crude sapphire, we actually can get them from those specific rocks. We can actually mine those. All right, so we are moving. All right. Okay, so, and this is exactly what I mean right here. This is a prime example right here. Okay, so Lydia, she is a V-Blood. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe in a later episode. I don't think we're gonna worry about V-Blood stuff right now, but if we go and I think it's K or something like that. I'm not sure which one it is. Right here. Oh, we can't, or we don't even have it unlocked right now, so we don't even have to worry about it. All right, so being that we are on the path, we have to watch out for high level enemies like her on these paths. That's what they do. They path on these paths. So we're gonna go ahead and keep moving. I believe this is where I want to go. I think that's where it is. Is it here? Yeah, we'll check the spot. Oh. Okay, two V-Bloods are attacking each other right now. Okay. Sometimes you can watch them and sometimes they'll, like, you know, they'll attack each other. And one of them's gonna have to win. So if we let them, we can kind of, you can sometimes cheese this stuff. You just let them attack each other. And you can, you know, and there's a possibility that we can get a V-Blood early on in the game. Now, we have not gotten to that point of V-Bloods, but the point of V-Bloods is if you get a V-Blood, it will unlock specific stuff for you. So it may unlock some blueprints, it may unlock, you know, specific tiers of items. It really depends. Okay, so the alpha wolf is getting its butt whooped right now. Lydia is not playing around. All right, so we're just gonna continue to watch. I don't know where they went. Oh, there they are. Okay, the alpha wolf is almost dead. All right, so I'm pretty sure she just killed the alpha wolf. Oh, Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't let her catch you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. All right, and we can actually extract the blood. All right. Now, I don't know if this will give us anything because we haven't actually unlocked it. Oh, we
I
did.
feel stronger.
Okay, we might have actually... Okay. All right, so I think that is the way that we start the V-Blood series. Okay. So, we get kind of in a hidden spot. All right, we're going to hit J. All right, this is going to get us... So we have spells right here. We have Chaos, Unholy Illusion, Frost, Storm. We have the ability to do spells. These are vampiric things. All right, so your emotes. All right. We cannot open the V-Blood, but because I killed that alpha wolf, I have the ability to go into wolf form now. All right, so wolf form does give us a little bit of a movement increase. So the alpha wolf is actually really good to start out with. All right, so this is the wolf den. That's a 94. See, like right there, that specific creature, look at that. That creature right there is a 94. That would be 94%. So we would actually get some really good stats from that. So let's go ahead and get over here. We're gonna kill these wolves. Oh, that was a 32. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can kind of pull one of these. I don't want to pull both of them at the same time. All right. All right. We just have the one wolf. Okay. All right. This is not where I want the base. I thought this was a different spot on the map. Okay. Again, I don't remember too much of the beginning of the game. All right. So on this one, we want to make sure that we do not kill the wolf. And so at that point, see, it pops up. It says hold F to feed on him. And we're going to get a creature with 94%. So that's actually like really, really good blood. So we have 94%. So that's going to give us tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to get, okay, we're going to get the movement speed. We're going to get the sudden resistance rating, the damage reduction, and the health regeneration. Okay. So we're going to move on. This is not where I thought I was. Let's see. I think we have to keep moving over yonder. I don't know where I want to be, but we don't really want to build a base where enemies can spawn. Okay. So like if we go to our map right now, all right, and this is what's good. Okay. Do this. Make sure that whenever you are wandering and you're exploring, make sure you come in here and you try to unlock these little areas. You're not really unlocking them, but it's telling you where certain things are. So if we look on our map, okay, so right here's the way gate, okay, but if we go to this bandit camp, it's going to tell us that we can loot paper. If we go over here to the spiritual territory, we're going to get a lot of rugged hide. If we go to this graveyard right here, we're going to end up with morning lilies, grave dust. And so like right here, this is a wolf den. So the wolves are going to spawn there. That is not really where we want to be. Okay. All right. I think I was going to, I think we have to come over here. I think, let's see. This is a good base spot right here, but that's a little bit of a later game kind of base. Let me go ahead and just keep moving. Let me see if this area is any good. All right, we are running out of nighttime. All right, so we're gonna go up here. Let's see what we got going on up here. This is a bandit encampment, so we are not gonna go in there. All right, but we unlocked it, so now we can go back, and so it says that we can get whetstones right here. So whenever we need whetstones, what we'll do is we'll come back down to that bandit encampment. We'll farm right there. We'll get some whetstones. All right, so we're coming this way. We're gonna skip past them. We don't want to go in there. All right, and we just, like I said, keep your eyes on the path. We don't want to run into anybody. Granted, we could probably take them, and it's not a big deal. But we'll just kind of, you know, we'll kind of just go by. All right, so what we have right here is we have another bandit camp. That's paper, wolf den. All right, I'm gonna keep following this path. Oh, see, there's the alpha wolf. That is what we just watched get desecrated. This is usually, yep, there's a bear. So there's a bear den right there. So you just gotta be careful. All right. Let's see. Oh, what do we got right there? Just a poacher. All right, we do have a graveyard over here to the right-hand side to us. Would be on the south. I think this is where I want to be right here, though. I think this is the area that I was looking for. Maybe? All right. Oh, okay. I think it's right here. Right. Yes, this bridge looks very familiar. So this is actually a really good area to start your base. Okay, so there is creatures right here, but they are only here because this is where they spawn. So they won't be here after we kill them. They will respawn eventually, but if we put a base down, they won't respawn. Oh, I don't want to feed on you. Okay. There we go. Come on, go ahead, and there we go. Killed them. All right. There's just a bunch of wolves. We're gonna have to go ahead and clear them out, but this is a good spot to start out with. All right. Oh. There we go. All right. All right, there's an abundance of trees. This is a really good area, and then we're gonna make sure that we chop down these blood roses. We'll need some blood roses a little bit later, but if we get them now, then we get them now. Okay. Let's see. So if we look on our map, and so we got to watch out. We don't want to go too far back there. Get too far back there, then we'll end up getting that. But this is a pretty good area to start with. I kind of want this whole entire area, but he's kind of in the way, so no big deal. No big deal. All right, so the sun is coming up. This is gonna make a little bit tough, but what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna start the base right about here. Okay. This is a good area. All right, we gotta watch out for that moose. Hopefully he doesn't attack us. All right, so what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to construct and interact with the castle heart. Okay. So to construct, what we're going to do is we're going to hit B for build. All right, this is going to give us a castle heart. And so we need 240 stone and 30 blood essence. The blood essence is where we actually get this from killing things. So as we kill things, we get the blood essence. So it's kind of good that we've been killing things, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get the castle heart right here. Let's put it right about there.
I must gather blood to feed my castle heart.
All right. So we're gonna have to gather blood, which we have been doing. Okay. And we need to place floors. So what we're gonna do is it's blocked by the environment. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of clearing. So I'm gonna have to clear some rocks and plants and everything like that. We're gonna have to kind of just get rid of everything, right? All right. So that gives us blood essence from killing that. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, we gotta be careful. All right. And we don't want to chop down too many trees at the beginning of the game. Yes, we do need the resources, but if we're like, you know, traversing the trees during the day, we have to be careful, because if we chop down too many trees at once, what's going to happen is we're going to end up killing ourselves because we don't have enough shade. All right, so we kind of have to keep that in mind. I made that a mistake the first time I played. I got a little bit resource happy, and then whenever it became daytime, I had nowhere to hide, and I kept putting myself in very like not great predicaments. Okay, so like right now, if I chop down this tree, I need to chop it down, but then it gets rid of the shade that I need to actually stand here and build what I need to build. All right, I don't know why you're not building right there. It's probably this rock right here. All right, but we'll go ahead and we've got our 3 floors right here. All right, we will kind of, you know, build a little bit more. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take these blood essences. Okay, we actually have to put some blood essences in here to get the base going. So if I put some of these, that'll get our base going and powered for 4 hours. Okay, so our base won't decay, our base won't, you know, it won't just, you know, disappear or anything like that. And now, yeah, we gotta watch out. We gotta watch out for that guy right there. Look, that's why we have to be careful in some of these areas. Now, I don't think I can take that spider right now, so we're just gonna kind of let them do their thing. All right, but now that we have made our base has kind of like, this is our little friendly territory. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and claim that. That is gonna give us our walls. Okay, all right, so we do need to get I don't know why you're coming over here. Are you still running? Okay, don't bring him over here. All right, that's the last thing I need. Okay, so we're gonna have to get a wood coffin, place a stash, and place a Miss Brazier. Okay, so when I was telling you guys about the bones, all right, so right now it is pretty deadly just to stand out in public, so to speak. Okay, but what we do is we put these Miss Braziers down right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this Miss Brazier down, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and activate it. We're gonna throw some bones in it. All right, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna create this like this thick mist. Okay, so like if you look over here, it's kind of creating a mist right here. So now we have the ability to be in the sun, but it is creating a shade for us. So now that we have the Miss Razor going, now we can go ahead and start chopping our trees and everything like that. We can clear shade out. That way we can, 1, build our base, and number 2, now we're okay. We're okay to be okay. This is going to create that mist. Now we just have to keep in mind these do run out of bones. They are burning the bones, so make sure that, you know, either A, you put enough bones in there, or you just restock it every once in a while. All right, let's go ahead and kind of chop these down. I'm gonna kind of get like a, I'm gonna get a little 9x9 base going right here. This is just to start out with. We're just gonna, just so we have somewhere that we can be protected. Okay, and then we have to go ahead and swap over here, get our stone. So look, if you look at the Miss Brazier, it only goes so far. So like if we wanted to, we can build another one and put it right here to increase the area, but we just have to be very careful. So like if I go over here, we're not in the mist. All right, we're in the sunlight, but right here we're in the mist, so we're good. And if you want, whenever it becomes dark time, see it's becoming dark time, we go ahead and turn it off. We don't need it on right now because it's about to be nighttime. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and let's get some more floors put down. All right, there. Okay, now it is dark time. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, do we have some plants right here? I don't know. Oh, I already placed a flooring. Okay, and then let's go ahead and knock down these walls right here. All right, so it tells us right now that we do have a low essence on our castle heart right here, but 4 hours, it's not gonna bother us any. All right, and depends on what kind of game you host. So since we hosted a private game, and because we hosted a private game, it is on private time. So once we close the game, nothing will decay whatsoever. Nothing will decay as long as we come back to the game, right? Okay, but if we were playing on a dedicated server runs all the time. And so since it runs all the time on a dedicated server, we have to make sure that we constantly keep up with stuff. If not, we're going to come back and our stuff is going to be deleted. Alright, we're almost done with this. I think this is just one tree right here. Hopefully it's just one tree. Yeah, it's just one tree. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's a 9x9. Then we're gonna go ahead and it says they want us to build 3 walls, and so we're just gonna build 3 walls to start out with right there. Okay. And then we need a wooden coffin. Okay, this is kind of our spawn point. All right, and what's the rotate button? I cannot remember. Okay, it's E and Q. Okay, so I want to rotate it like that. There we go. All right, and wants us to put a stash. Okay, so this is a little small little chest or whatever, so we can put stuff in here. All right, and let's go ahead and rotate that right there. Okay. All right, claim.
An achievement for sure.
All right, so basic crafting and refinement. Okay, so now we have to construct and interact with the sawmill, build a workbench, and then we have to increase our gear level by crafting stronger equipment. Okay, so what we want to do is, I think, okay, so we're gonna need planks, but before we can get planks, we have to get this. So we're gonna have to get this right here. Okay, there we go. That is our sawmill. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so we only have these basic walls, and what we're gonna do, oops, I think I messed that up. Okay, but we can do this. We can actually move stuff if we've misplaced it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a wall there just so I know where we're placing our stuff, because I'm not gonna move this stuff, but I want this stuff to kind of be more uniform. Okay, all right, so with the sawmill, and the sawmill is the wrong way too. Oh my goodness, this is gonna bother me. Okay. All right, we rotate it around. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, sawmill. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and throw our wood in there. It is going to automatically saw the logs down into planks. Okay. And so this is at one point right now that we need to go ahead and we need 8 planks to create the simple bench. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and collect some wood. All right, there we go. There we go. And it sometimes, and I think this is probably going to be one of those times right now. If we have enough materials, it would be probably advantageous to go ahead and build another sawmill. That way they're both working at the same time. I think we have the ability to do that. So let me chop that down. Okay. Let's see if we have the ability to go ahead and make another sawmill, because that would help our production. Okay. We need 400 wood. Okay, so we are kind of, we just need to just farm some more wood. And as we're farming wood, we're kind of clearing our area. That way we know where we want to make our base. All right, and there's a couple tips and tricks that I'm gonna kind of go over right now as we're chopping this wood. One of the tips and tricks that I have learned, okay, we want to make sure that whenever we get the ability to, we're actually going to tear these walls down right here, and we're going to build real walls. These walls do not allow you to put a roof on it. So the first palisade walls, we're not going to be able to put a roof on it, which is very unfortunate. I learned that the first time. I was like, oh, that sucks. So I had built a whole entire base and surrounded it, and then ended up having to tear down the walls. It was very unfortunate. Also, I think our sawmill does. Let me double check and get some of this wood, so that way I can go ahead and get this next sawmill going. Do we have a stack of 500? We sure do. Okay, perfect. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get this next sawmill going. I want to make sure that we have 2 sawmills that just would really help out. Okay. All right. As these sawmills are chopping these planks, I made a crucial error the last time I played this game. Okay. When these things are sawing these down, it is going to create sawdust, and it's going to create planks. Okay. Whatever you do, do not get rid of the sawdust. Okay. If anything, if you want, go ahead and build yourself a little storage chest right here. You're like, oh, you know, and then just take take the sawdust out and then put the sawdust in here. Keep the sawdust. Do not get rid of the sawdust. The sawdust is going to come into play a little bit later whenever you're doing research and you're trying to research new things. Okay. All right. We can go ahead and sort that out as well. If we hit sort, it'll sort it. Okay. But we want to make sure. Okay. What I also do is I go ahead and I put my essences and my essence and my hearts in a chest right next to the castle heart. Okay. Don't really need them on me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get the sawmill started as well. Let's just throw that back in there. Okay. All right. And I think we have the ability to, yes, we have enough planks. Okay. Yes, do not get rid of that sawdust. You'll regret it like I did the first playthrough, and I was very upset with myself because I threw away at least like 10 stacks of sawdust, and I did not know at the beginning what the sawdust was for, and I was just like, oh no, oh no. I could have got so far ahead on the research, but I was not able to get ahead on the research because I threw everything away. All right. Okay. We should be able to make the workbench now. Let's see. I want to do this. I want to move that right there. I'm gonna put my workbench right here. All right, so we need stone. Okay, no big deal. Come over here. This is why this is a good beginning spot of the game. There's plenty of stone, there's plenty of trees to start out with. There is no enemies that spawn here. Just be careful, do not go over to the west side. So if we're looking at the map, don't go right here. There's usually like a stone golem right there. If we look, that there was a spider back here, but nothing really comes from either of these ways. So we're actually in a very good spot to kind of just hang out and be very incognito. All right, let's get a little bit more stone. Here we go, here we go. Love it whenever you can like position yourself between two stones. That way you can like double mine them. Okay, perfect. Okay. This should give us the workbench. All right, there we go. There's our workbench right there. Blocked by what? The wooden coffin, of course. Okay. Let's see. Can I rotate this way? Okay. Close enough. Okay, we can walk around this stuff like, oh, well, it'll be fine. We don't have to walk around it. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and, all right, so we've constructed the simple workbench. Okay, and now we got to interact with it. Gives us that. All right, now we have the ability to make more armor, better weapons. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, okay, this was a very good start to the first episode, like a really good start. I got the base up and running. Okay, we're gonna have to kind of farm some materials to kind of get some gear started. Unfortunately, that is what it is. So we're gonna have to get wood, we're gonna have to get planks, we're gonna have to get stone. Eventually, or I'm sorry, we're gonna have to get stone, and then we'll end up having to make stone bricks and etc. instead of. So we start going down that rabbit hole of needing more and more stuff. Okay. Let me kind of just see where we're at right here. All right, let's see what we got. We need the planks. Okay, so the sawmill needs to keep going. Here's some planks for us. Okay. All right, that might be a very terrible spot because I cannot hit. Here, we'll just put it over here. It's out of the way. Okay, there, now I can hit the sawmill. All right, we only got 3 planks on that. Okay, so that gives us the ability to, now that we get the reinforced stuff. So with the reinforced, like even the bone mace is probably going to be the one more important, because then now we have the ability to go mine copper. And so this is how this game works. We mine up what we need to on the base, and then we'll upgrade what we need. Okay, so actually right now, we could probably make all this armor. Okay, so this is going to be our next batch of armor, right? Oh, we could make a blood rose ring. Okay, so we're gonna have to get some blood roses. Okay, let's go ahead and make the mace. That is probably going to be our best bet right now. With the mace, if we get the mace, then we have the ability to start mining copper if we find copper. Okay, let's see. What did it say that we needed? We needed blood roses. Okay. Usually the blood roses kind of just hang out around the base. See, look, there's copper right there. So that's why we need that. All right, so the sun is rising. Okay. And so since it is rising, we gotta have to go ahead and activate our Mist Brazier, because we do not have the ability to, you know. And so we're gonna actually put that right there, so that way we can hang out in our base and do what we need to do in our base. All right, so this is gonna give us our equipment. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and put all our new clothes on. And now we have our reinforced mace. And so now what we can do with that reinforced mace that we just got, okay, we're gonna come over here. Now we have the ability to get copper. And copper is probably gonna be like one of those things that if you see a copper, you're gonna have to stop and mine it, because it is gonna be very important and very worthwhile to make sure that you mine every bit of the copper in the beginning of the game. Okay, so we upgraded our things. We got to 15. I think we're right. Oh, okay, we're at 17. So look, if we are on a lower tier sword, so our sword's a little bit lower, right? We are level 14, but if we switch the mace, we go to 17. So it's all based on your equipment, your tools. Okay, let's go ahead and claim that. All right, now this is the blood tracking. This is what we were talking about. Okay, so this right here. All right, this is our blood tracking. These are bosses that we go after. Okay, so like, let's just say the next boss. All right, he's going to give us the ability to make the crossbow as well as the woodworking bench. Okay, Keely right here will give us the ability to use the tannery, and gives us the ability to use leather and make water skins. And then this guy right here gives us the big stash. Okay, so every single person we go against is going to give us the ability. So like with the alpha wolf, he gave us the ability to go into wolf form. So we had already killed him. We didn't kill him, Lydia did, but we're going to use it to our advantage. Okay, so this is where we're going to stop. All right, so it wants us to track a V-blood. We're going to do that next. Actually, I think we could use it right now if we just track blood. All right, and then we've already killed it, so we should be able to just go to our next quest. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to stop tracking. All right, now it says the first, okay, construct and interact with the research desk. All right, research, so plank, stone. So yes, we're going to be doing a little bit of grinding, just a little bit. Luckily, all the grinding's done like right here, next to the base, so we're not doing anything that's going to hinder us. Okay. All right, so that is where we're going to end the episode. I hopefully you guys enjoyed this this starting playthrough. Hopefully you guys got some little bit of tips and tricks out of this. As I go, there's some things I still don't know. I think as far as this episode goes, I think I did a pretty good job at making sure that I covered everything that I remember from the beginning of the game. We have the ability to get copper now. We've gotten sawmills going. We kind of have a little base going and everything like that. We're pretty self-sustainable. So I do appreciate you guys coming in. Hope you guys enjoy this playthrough. I plan to do more playthroughs on this game. I'm working on No Man's Sky. I have other games that I'm looking at getting into. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I do appreciate you guys coming in. Please leave a comment, like the video, please subscribe. If you could give me any advice, if you love this game, you know, make sure in the chat you tell me that you love this game, because I absolutely do. But anyways, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.